Okay. She says, I'm just glad that you're okay. I'm glad your friends are okay. And
Oh,
she says,
yeah.
Is anything going to happen? Are you going to be in trouble, or are we okay?
Everything will be fine, Mother. You start plating dinner. I'm gonna go check on my friends.
She nods and
We'll have dinner.
Priorities, man. Priorities of this group.
Well, it'll keep her busy, and I can come back outside.
Right. Yeah, she heads back and she kind of looks out the door. As you guys assemble back together, you're able to quickly get what seems to be not really traveling gear or anything, because you think most of that you've already seen, or at least parts of it. But you imagine that they probably stashed a number of their non-combat possessions somewhere else. Each one of them, though, you find 3 Technic League pendants, and these are silver pendants showing the sign of the Technic League, and these are worth 50 gold pieces each. Only Technic League members carry them.
I feel like we could probably keep those.
And they are small and very concealable also.
Definitely keep those.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a scroll of fly.
Mm-hmm.
Caster level 6. That you find on the wizard. There is a wand of magic missiles, caster level 5, with 50 charges.
Whoo!
And that does 3d4 plus 3 damage on each use. So it's a good one.
3d4 plus
3, because it's 3 magic missiles that it'll shoot out.
You said it was caster level 5?
Caster level 5. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
Elshira, can you cast magic missile?
No.
So it's useless. Okay.
I don't think.
Well, you can use a spellcraft check for use magic device, and if you're successful, you can activate it. And if not, then you wasted your round trying to activate it.
Tuggy, no.
I have a pretty good spellcraft.
You have other things to do than to fucking hit a wand against things.
I know.
Well, I have a pretty good spellcraft check.
Yeah, she could do it.
Your bow. Okay.
There is a laser pistol.
Hell yeah, laser pistol.
Because you're using them so much.
And a masterwork revolver, which was the other pistol that she was carrying. So she had some loot for sure.
Yeah, bros. I really just want the laser pistol.
Also a mithril chain shirt.
I don't care about that.
That the gunslinger was wearing. And two batteries also.
Ooh. Batteries are always good.
Mm-hmm. And for the only Sandville Tret, a masterwork rapier.
Okay.
2 potions of cure moderate wounds. A potion of fireball, caster level 6.
Ooh.
A potion of fireball.
Or no, scroll of fireball. I don't know why I was trying to turn off music. Scroll of fireball.
I was like, how does that work?
There is no potion of fireball. That does not exist.
Good though.
A light crossbow.
Shit out of fireball?
Excuse me, a light masterwork crossbow. And in addition to that, he has stashed on him a large diamond.
Ooh.
A what?
That is worth 2,500 gold.
You said a large diamond?
A large diamond.
You've cut out both times you said diamond. That's so weird.
Okay. Diamond.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think that we need to keep that because I feel like diamond is one of those things that you need for resurrection. So
Oh, it could be diamond dust. Yeah. And in addition to that, just want to see if there was anything else that was hidden on the wizard. And the wizard, liking the flying that he did, there's a ring of feather falling.
ooh. Hey Delstria.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want us to do with the bodies? 'Cause I kind of
knew it.
feel like your mom doesn't want like dead bodies just hanging out in her yard.
Well, we have pigs.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh
cool
my
with
god,
that.
Del. You are the oh god. Oh, there's also 2 masterwork short spears. Or just masterwork spears from the
Gearsman.
Gearsman.
Two masterwork
Yeah.
short spears. No.
Yep.
Delstria doesn't say that. We can cremate them or we can bury them.
I don't
Kylon, he says it might be easier just to bury them around here. I mean, we wouldn't want to have a big thing, would we?
Yeah, we can take them out into the woods.
He says, or we could give them to the blood guards and they could sink them. But I'd rather not have them desecrate the bodies. Probably better just to bury them.
That's fine. I'm not sure that the blood guards would desecrate anything, but they might. You never know.
Who knows?
We definitely use the blood guards to help us dig holes and stuff because I don't want to.
Tor just says, I can dig.
Yeah, we can. You can stay inside then, Sonny. What's everybody's health? How's everybody feeling?
Oh, Kylon kind of smiles as he teeters back and forth. He's taken 49 points of damage, and Tor is at 44 points of damage on him. And that was after both of them were healed multiple times.
Okay.
All right. Well,
it was very close to a TPK.
Yes, it was. That was kind of scary.
I was okay.
I was okay. You're
all
right. You would have been fine. Sure.
I will cast Cure Light Wounds on. Who am I standing next to? Is that Tor? I'll cast it on Tor since he healed there. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Cure Mod Wounds on Kylon.
All right.
Henny.
Okay.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah.
18, 28.
28. Good. Okay.
Okay, 13 to Kylon.
Okay.
$13 again to Kylon.
Okay.
$14 to Kylon.
All right, that is getting closer.
So what's he at now?
30,
30, 49. It's like he's got 17 down. 17 down right now.
Okay, this is my last Cure Mod. 13.
Okay, so he's just a little bit down. He's only used 2 of his lay on hands. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely good. And Tor was who you were healing, right, Sonny?
Yes.
Okay. So he's in good shape too. He's gonna do one more cure moderate. Yeah, that'll cure him up completely. So yeah, both of them are healed up.
How are Sunny and Bear?
Sunny is down 20 points.
Oh boy.
Albion is
Okay.
down 15 because I can do that.
Okay. Cure
Okay.
light on Sunny. 10.
Whoop whoop.
Cure light on Sunny. 7.
All right, I'm only down 3 points, so I'm good.
And then
Okay, and then cure light on Bear. 12.
Cool.
all right. Does he need another one?
No, he's good. He's only down 3. We are
Okay. Cool.
party looking again. We are happy.
Yay! Just in time for dinner. As you go out and you're able to wash off the blood off of everything, scorched ground. The bucket here by the well has kind of been blown off to the side. Not too much structural damage at all. So, I mean, things are looking pretty good. But the bodies are loaded up onto, let's say, the handy dandy little cart here. Place. And then the gearsmen, what would you like to do with them? Would you like to just have them buried the same? They're just medium size, so they could go in a hole also.
Yes.
Okay.
Or would you rather have us throw them into the river? I don't really want to leave them out.
I'd rather not litter the river with the oil and stuff from the gearsmen because
it's not gonna hurt you. You guys are fine.
well, we kind of get fish and shit from that river, so we're gonna bury them.
We get fish and shit from that river.
Fine. Then let's bury them. We'll just bury all of them.
Kylan looks back and forth between the two of you. He's just like, he says, oh, okay, we'll go out, Tor and I, and we'll go out. And he kind of talks with you, Delstria, to find out like the best place where there's.
Well,
no
I'm
one
gonna go
living
with
close
them.
by.
I'm not gonna make them do it by themselves.
Okay. All right. Well, then it is a team effort, and soon enough, you have buried all the bodies, and dinner. It comes first probably because it's still light out, and you think that you might have a little bit of suspicion there if you're doing that in daylight. So in the evening time, you're able to bury the bodies of your adversaries. Your mother, Delstria, has calmed down quite a bit, and she just doesn't want to even talk about the situation. And your group is respectful enough to make sure that you have small talk and you talk about all sorts of other things. Kylan comments on her Afghan, how nice, how colorful it is, and all these other things. Tor tries to help to clean up everything outside and make it look like there wasn't a battle. So by evening time, actually, it looks pretty normal, and you think your mother has kind of calmed down a lot, and now it's just up to the group to decide what to do next.
I think that we sleep.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that we make our way onwards tomorrow, Delstria, unless there's something else that you need or want to do here at home.
There may be something I need to do tomorrow.
Okay.
Are you doing more woo-woo stuff? Because I love it when you do the woo-woo stuff.
Maybe.
Being secretive? Are you keeping secrets, Delstria?
Kylan's like, remember our talk about secrets and how bad they are to keep.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't keep anything from us.
We'll see tomorrow.
Kylan nods. He says, all right. He says, I'm going to change out in the barn area, and Tor and I are going to stay out there.
You can sleep in here in the main room.
Kylan, you can share my room with me. I'll share with you.
He says, no. He says, no, I'm going outside. So we'll be outside if you need us. He turns and he nods to your mother, and he says, thank you for your hospitality and for everything that you've done. It was great to meet Delstria's mother and see where she came from. And he smiles, turns. You think he's going to tease a little bit, but then he doesn't, and he leaves very quickly. Tor kind of nods to her also, and he turns and leaves also. Both of them going outside to sleep, and you two inside. And night.
So, do we by chance level up to level 7 after that battle?
You do level up to level 7 now.
So here.
Sneaky little Pete's.
So Delstria is debating sneaking out after everybody goes to bed. Going to her father's.
You left either.
Huh?
No one's gonna know that you left. There's no way.
Well, I still have a level 1 spell left, so I could cast a Vanish on myself to be able to get far enough away.
Ooh, yeah, 5 rounds of movement. You'll be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while she does that, I'm gonna level
'Cause-
myself up.
Huh?
I said while you do that, I'm gonna level myself up because I didn't put any of the stuff into the sheet yet. So you go do your woo-woo stuff.
So Delstria feels kind of protective of her father's secret lair
Right.
type thing.
Right.
So she wants to check it out
Mm-hmm.
without the party.
Yes, to split up the party. But not really split up the party.
No.
Just investigate.
Right.
Now look at Alyssa's face. This is kind of like you're going on a date by yourself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Delstria is going to cast a Vanish on herself.
Oh. And you're making your way out towards Niangua.
And going to well, how far away is that place?
Niangua's not very far away. It's only I mean, you can see
Hold
the
on,
hillside.
sorry. My phone made a noise and blocked you out. What did you say now?
You can see the hillside from.
Because if it's too
town.
far away, she won't go. She'll wait till morning.
No, it's only like a mile or two. I'd say a mile away. Yeah, a mile away sounds good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no reason why he'd be further than that. A mile away. Mm-hmm. So Delstria, you get up, make a stealth check. Covert. Ooh.
I'm also invisible.
Of course you're invisible. Totally out of character, real talk. Are we honestly, do you think we're gonna have another battle today? Oh fuck. Okay.
Yes. Yes. All right. You make it out. You hear Tor snoring loudly in the barn. Some of the chickens and other things making some noises, scratching around and stuff. For some reason, not completely asleep. Soon enough, you're away from the farmhouse, and you're making it towards that spot that you saw in your head, that place where you'll notice the rocks. You'll be able to see them and be able to spot them. And not only that, but the night actually gives you good light with the moon out. So you have good moonlight even as you're traveling, which just helps so much more even with your low light vision, that you're able to just see everything around you without any kind of issue. You make it to the hillside there of Niangua, and this Niangua hillside it stretches on several miles north to south, and Marshfield is pretty much to the southwest of it. You make it to the hillside though, and it's almost like instinctively you know the path to be going. I'd like you to make a survival check if you could, to see how well you are at kind of recalling everything. Okay, not bad at all, actually. It is not one of your big skills. Takes you a little while. Like you run into some of the brush, you have to backtrack a few times just because you get to some rocks that are a little bit steeper than what you'd like to climb, especially at nighttime. If you had fallen, it could be pretty bad. So you turn around a few times, but within about an hour, you make it right in to the depths of where you can just imagine yourself walking before, even though you haven't walked these paths. You can visualize yourself, and once again you look down and your father's clasp seems to almost be looking for you, almost like it itself can remember the way. And as you're walking, you can make a perception check to try to make out the entrance. And it takes a little while. As you get closer to the area where you think that it is, you find some diverging paths. And you stop for a bit, just kind of disheartened, thinking that maybe it was just a vision in your own mind that wasn't real. Almost like you feel almost like as if some of these things that have come into your mind anyways here recently are not real, but this kind of throws you off. You kind of feel like you've kind of lost the ability to track and lost the ability to find the path, but it isn't much past that you notice a crack in the rocks leading into the Niangua, into this dark section where it looks like it just goes back about 5 feet into a crevice and ends. But you know that this is actually an illusion, that one of the large rocks here is just false. And you start walking that direction. And you do have a detect trap skill, don't you?
I have trap sense. I have a +2.
Okay.
Trap sense.
You are the only one, though, that can actually roll for that, because that's a good class feature to have. Let's see. Let's see what that will allow for you. Yeah, that's a class feature that just the rogue has, so you getting it is pretty cool. It doesn't let you just roll passively, though. I'm seeing what it does here. Okay.
Let's see trap sense.
Let's see.
Gains an intuitive sense that alerts her to danger from traps, giving her, I have a +2 bonus on reflex saves made to avoid traps, and a +1 dodge bonus to AC against attacks made by traps.
Okay. All right. Okay. We won't have to worry about that right now. But I'll keep that in mind. As you move forward, you put your hand where that rock should be, and it flickers.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
So Delstry is going to. She's not sure if she should go in here alone, but she also doesn't want to bring her party mates here yet either. So I'm going to use Prognostication.
Oh my gosh, you're using a woo-woo right outside.
Which is a check once per day. I can predict a creature's fortune for the near future.
Mm-hmm.
You spend 10 minutes interpreting the divination means at your disposal. The GM then attempts a secret sense motive check with a DC modified by the subject's hit dice, which I'm going to be the subject.
You are the subject.
The result of the check can give you the basic insight into the subject's nature, including its alignment, class, and levels of hit dice.
Oh, you think you know who you are, lady.
But what I want to try to do is determining the immediate future as an augury spell has a chance of successfully interpreting meaningful readings equal to 60% plus 5% for every point by which the check result exceeds the DC.
Okay.
So that would be maybe a 25 plus.
Right.
I'm probably not going to make that.
You might. Still gives you a chance of the augury spell working, right? You know.
Yeah. So it's
even if it's not the best percentage chance.
So it's a sense motive, so it's perception. So I could make it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I have a plus.
What is your bonus on that?
Before leveling up or after?
Let's see. You're doing this
before sleeping.
Before sleeping, yeah. Mm-hmm.
13.
Okay, plus 13. Okay, good. As you do this, holding your hand forward, this is going to be based on going forward, knowing if this is going to be good or bad for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get the results of wheel.
Do I need to? That's bad, right?
No, that is the action will probably bring good results. Whoa is bad.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna trust my abilities and my intuition and senses.
Right.
And I'm gonna go ahead and move forward.
As you move forward, just as you saw in your vision, the rock fades away, and you see behind it, you see a set of blast doors that are shining silver, as if they've been upkeep has been, a high priority here. Almost like there hasn't been any weathering of the outside world. They seem to be built into the rocks around them, and you imagine that maybe more of a disguise or more magic actually could have been used in the past to maybe conceal that other structure surrounding this. Next to the left side of the doors is an access control panel, and it is lit up. The blue light, meaning that it is active.
I'm going to use the white access card that I got from the box.
Okay. As you scan the white access card against it, you notice that the outsides of the white access card glow with like a very light, almost pinkish red color.
Do the other cards do this?
No, it's only now that you notice that this access card has actually been specially modified. You don't think other access cards would actually have triggered this door, but only this one specific card. There seems to be a flickering on the the reader as very quickly there's flashing and then strings of numbers that read down through it. And then finally it blinks twice and the doors slide open. And before you is a 10-foot by 10-foot airlock, basically a decontamination chamber, much like you first saw underneath Torch. And beyond that is another set of doors with another access panel. You can make a perception check if you'd like.
That one.
Yeah.
On that one.
The looking around, you see that it does look like the sanitation modules, the decontamination system there does look like it's active within the unit. And it's not sparkling, it's not fizzing, it's not making weird sounds, there aren't any kind of warning lights or anything like that. It looks like it's completely active.
Okay. Is there anywhere to go from there?
Forward.
Okay.
And then you would imagine the outer doors would shut, then allowing you to scan the key card reader and open the inner set of doors.
Okay. Well, there's no map, so I can't see what I'm looking at, really.
Right.
So
we're using our imagination.
Yay.
Okay. Do you go forward?
I do.
Okay. You go forward, and after a few seconds, the doorway behind you shuts. There is no decontamination process that takes place. But the keycard panel in front of you turns blue, as if it's ready for you now to access the next chamber.
I'm going to scan the card.
Scanning the card once again. Beep boop. Yeah, beep boop happens. The door opens up again. And this time, you will get to see this chamber. The doors open with a grinding stutter.
Oh, good. I can make it bigger. Holy shit.
Into a decontamination entryway. Oh, that's what you're already in. The entire chamber is filled with dust and pebbles. As the doors open, there's a room filled with dozens of tubes of amber and greenish liquid, each large enough to hold a full-grown person, and some of which hold humanoid shapes, though it seems like they're only partially formed. Their bodies appear as if a sculpture had molded clay into form but gave up before much detail was given. At the expansive room's far end is a wall of desks, chambers like those seen in the medical bay under Torch, and a number of scientific devices. The floors that reach that area are crisscrossing metal grids, and you can see underneath them that there's bundles of wires running from each container. Cables, small flashing lights, and pools of green goo can be seen through the slats below. Seems like there are 3 other entrances into this chamber previously. One closed door has a scrawled message, just even though it's 50 feet away, it's clearly read in Androphan, written in black letters that read, "Danger, highly poisonous gas." The other 2 seem to enter right into solid walls of rock. Damage throughout this room is pretty obvious, just like, well, like most other places that you've explored. It looks like there's a slight slant in the floor, and there's a ridge that's kind of come in from the ceiling, kind of pushing down the metal and the structure, which should be flat. The room in total is probably about 100 by 100 feet. And you imagine that a total of about 20 of these vessels, these containment vessels, are spread throughout. And about half of them have bodies floating in them. To the far end is where desks are, and it looks like there's a medical bay set up to the far end of this room, probably about 60 feet away from where you're standing right here. It looks like a lab.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go to the desk area.
As you walk your way across the room, I'd like you to make a perception check.
16. I'm rolling shittily.
You're very startled. You know what I mean? You're very startled. Like, as you're walking, you see each row has 4 different spots in the overhead areas, which look like they are dropped down turrets, places where turrets could actually be opened up from above and drop down at a moment's notice. All of them are closed.
Does this look like a ship that's crashed or something different, like a built-in?
This does not look like anything from Numeria. As a matter of fact, it really does seem like just another one of those crashed ships, only this one looks like it is, like, if you see how clean the floor is and everything in this, it is immaculately clean. It has some debris, some papers, and some pieces that look like they might have been out of order, but it looks like it has been scrubbed and cleaned and cared for that puts it in a better class than any of these others that have not been maintained. It does look like it was a ship for sure, although something, maybe multiple modifications have been taking place here.
Okay.
As you make your way across the room, you see that the desks are not pieces of furniture that were here originally. These are wooden desks that were obviously brought in from Numeria, from the outside world, along with a cot that's in the corner. There are 3 medical chambers, the same kind of chambers that the robots wanted to put you guys in for being defective underneath Torch. In addition to that, right on one of the desks is a helmet with cables running off of it, connecting it to one of the 3 chambers. The helmet itself looks exactly like the one that Hellion made for Sunny. Only this one is metal. And this one actually seems to have like a, as it sits down over your head, it'll even cover your eyes. And it has these metal lines, these tubes coming off of it, leading it to one of the medical chambers. On another one of the desks, you see workbooks piled, extensive journals stacked on the desks, thousands of pages of parchment and ink used to write down and record. No data tablets or anything like that. No, this was all handwritten notes and ledgers, thousands of pages. And they just pile up onto the desks, on top of chairs sitting to the sides also, and even on the ground. As you're looking at these, you feel yourself again looking through someone else's perspective. And you feel yourself going into this room for the first time, where there were tangles of wires hanging down from the ceiling. Most of the containment room chambers were broken. You see this green ooze, this precious material that you have to rely on, that was leaking out of 2 of the main vats. They were your first priority. You had to make sure that those were put together. You had to make sure those were repaired. Behind you, you look back and you see medical droids floating over you, and you see 2 of the Annihilator robots' tails from outside the entrance of the chamber, standing guard, protecting you as you were working. You were going to need more help. And you knew that Unity would provide it for you. She was, after all, reliant on you to get back home. A vision shimmers through your mind again, and now you see yourself sitting down at one of the desks, looking up, and now all the chambers are filled. And they're filled with bodies which are now taking form. And each one of these bodies, it was a reflection of you. Each one of them is a clone of you. Dozens of them that will be produced. Dozens of them which will foster hundreds of children. And over enough time, you will find the right one. You will find the right combination to produce a star child, to produce someone of your pure genetic potential that you haven't been able to find before. And once you find that one, you will be able to make more. You'll be able to lock in on the right formula, and you will be able to produce more and more and more until there is enough now resources for Unity, along with your offspring, to recover what was lost, to be able to escape and go home, to be able to return to the stars where you belong. You look up and you know that helmet is a neurocam. It can hold a copy, an exact duplicate of everything that is in one's mind. And once it is created, it can be used on any one of these lifeless things to inject all the memories and all the past into those blank slates. You come back to your own senses. There's a lot here. There's a lot of research. You have a feeling that it was left. It was left maybe not intentionally for you to find. It was not organized in a way that would dictate to you what was happening.
Well, he left the key card for me.
But things like that were done. And you think it was purposeful.
What was that?
You think it was purposeful.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the collections or books or binders or of things and see if there's maybe one that stands out to me that I can take a couple to read through. I mean, I can't take them all right now, but
yeah, you imagine it might take days or maybe weeks to study these and to learn everything. But you start thumbing through them, and you notice that.
Well, I could carry a lot. I could probably carry all of them with my mule.
You probably could if you wanted to. Yep, if you wanted to. You could definitely sweep them off into an extra dimensional space and make,
I don't have one
for
of
easy
those.
transport. So somebody might have a back Ag that they let you loan. Maybe not. Maybe she's like, maybe not. As you start to go through them, you notice that you get an idea very quickly of what was happening in a mixture of what you see as fragments of jumping scenes throughout time, and through just looking at the books and the titles and having an idea just from skimming them. And it takes you a while, but as you're looking through these, you get a really good idea that your father was the navigator, and so was everyone else's father from this village. Even though he changed the genetic makeup of some of his clones, he created hundreds of clones. And he used the neurocam to transfer his memories into each one. And the result was ultimately you that had his powers, that were able to, that were the right mix, that was the right experiment. Whatever the case was, it seems like the reading from backwards at the very end of his notes going to the beginning, you can see that whatever it was, he knew that he had found in this last grouping, he knew that he was going to be able to create someone that would have his psychic abilities and that would be able to take a lot of his talents that the others were not able to. But it seems like he broke from his experiments at the very last. He did not want to know who that was, because by then, the whole reason that he was doing this, it was destroyed. Unity was too busy in her slumber. In one of his journals, as you flip open the pages, you see Unity. Unity had cast him aside. The original goal, 4,270 years ago.
How many?
4,270 years ago, when they crashed, was for Unity and him to reconstruct enough of the vessels to escape and to be able to form a crew that were not only competent, but which would be beyond anything they'd ever seen before. But it seems that Unity was involved in something else now. She would go into these states where she would disappear. She would turn inside to herself. She created these realities that didn't exist, these virtual environments, which she became the god and the ruler of. And she would be involved in these in hundreds of years. And each time, your father would go and put himself to sleep, go into stasis, waking up hundreds of years later so that he himself would not age, just to try to get in and to speak with her, to try to get through to her. And each time that he did so, and he continued with his experiments, and he created new bodies for himself to transfer his consciousness over to, time and time again, hundreds and hundreds of years later, each time he saw this machine, this artificial intelligence, had created thousands of realities, had shaped the history of these virtual environments, speeding them up by millions of years in her little microcosm of reality. She became a god by controlling these infinite artificial environments which she created. She became so obsessed with it that she turned him away. She became so distant that he couldn't do anything to try to impress upon her that the goal was still leaving this planet. At the end of it, he knew her real goal, as she created Hellion and Cassandali, was actually to explore the realm outside of where she was trapped, while she was going through her experiments internally and becoming more something much more than what an AI should be. She sent them out to try to explore the world because her goal now is to ascend to godhood over this world, over a real world, finally, and to use what she had learned through thousands and thousands of years of experimenting in these fictitious realities that were only procedurally generated at first and then sculpted to her will. She had become mad with the goal of taking over everything, not to piloting a ship like she used to, not to escape the dominion of the black, whatever that is, which he's mentioned before in his ledgers, but no, this creature that he thought of as an ally, that he revered almost as a god, became a tyrant. And he spent thousands of years waiting for her to wake up, waiting for her to change. And eventually she turned violent against him even, and set the automated systems and divinity after him. And it was then that he knew that she didn't need him, that she saw him as a liability. You get a wave of feeling from him, knowing that your father had started off as someone extremely gifted in this ship thousands of years ago, that he did things that he would have never done to innocents, running them through experiments that were not inhumane, but they definitely were callous at the very least. And at the very end of it, the thing that he sought, the one that he revered more than anyone else, turned a blind eye to all the work that he had done, to all the sacrifices he had made. And he found out that he was following the wrong thing all along. He should have just died on the crash. Or he should have just lived his one life. He knew that time and time and time, using that neurocam hundreds and hundreds of times, would eventually take its toll. Each copy was not a precision copy. There were things that could go wrong. He made sure to assimilate all of them but one, though. And each one had one single purpose. That's why they kept disappearing. And where they would come back to was the Niangua each time. But lesson could be reused again. And now what you have left are the semi-formed bodies of your father. The ones that remain in the tanks aren't even complete. He thought that he could make a couple more, possibly a couple more of his full form, but he knew something was wrong with that neurocam. And he wiped all of his imprint from that neurocam out as one of his final acts, so that he would never come back. He could never be repeated again. Someone else, though, could be. And this would be essentially acting as, I think, the level 8 clone spell. You learned too much that night. You see the flashes of the past, and you know that it used to be an army that Unity had sent out to protect him and his work. And over the years, she brought back most of the troops back to her own base to protect her or to fight off barbarian tribes that were warring against different crash sites, trying to destroy the things within. She protected them for a time period, and he was essentially her general. But over time, there's less and less reinforcements, going down to no communication, and then finally a complete cutoff from him and from all of reality. And whenever you're in stasis for 300 to 500 years at a time, it's really hard to know what's going on in the outside world. But eventually that caught up with him. But what broke him, and you know what broke him, was Unity betraying him. From everything that he tried to do to appease her, nothing was going to be good enough. And he was basically discarded as if he was a used up battery, just a silver disc, no charge left. So that is what you get in a period of time flipping through books. Just a small dripping sound of one of the containers keeping you company. The entire place quiet except for maybe a few humming sounds of machines working in the background. You have a feeling that this is all that's left of this facility, this one main chamber, and the rest of it has been sealed away. You think there was a massive accident that happened with the storage tanks that were located several layers below. Maybe this wasn't as big as the torch ship, but it was big enough that it held multiple chambers before the flooding of poisonous gas. And you believe that it is probably very radioactive in other sections, with radiation still existing throughout different levels of the complex.
Okay. Delstria doesn't want to explore those areas, at least not right now.
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe later.
Maybe later.
Yeah.
Get a radiation suit and go.
I was gonna say dive on down.
Okay.
Yeah, and just so that you'll know, if you haven't found it already, and I think it's going to be NeuroCam is what you have there.
Is it attached to anything, or does it need to stay here?
Yes. It is attached, but it can be easily detached. But it can work specifically with the medical chambers that are there, meaning basically it can insert whatever is on it into a person in that chamber. Let's see, NeuroCam, 2 pounds.
Okay.
And this is going to be unlike the others. It is not a disposable NeuroCam, so this would be considered like an artifact. In other words, its value for a normal NeuroCam, 36,000 gold. This is actually could be used infinite number of times. But the more copies that are made from this of the same person, the more potential that there are issues.
How long would it take to unhook it?
Oh, 2 minutes maybe or less.
Okay.
I mean, really easy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take the NeuroCam.
Okay.
Stick it in my bag.
You have that. You have lots of notes, lots of binders of notes. And these, if they're in your possession, they will give you a +5 to any kind of check dealing with anything related to your father's study, which we will bring that into interstellar travel, psychology experiments, and a number of other things. The genetics studies that he's done. So I would say that it would also be used in knowledge checks of knowledge nature and knowledge dungeoneering. checks, it'll give you a +5 too. This would assume that you would have time to study whatever it is through books and try to find and cross-reference, but it seems like he wasn't much of an explorer that wanted to document everything in this great world. His obsession was trying to get off of the world and getting out and back to where he came from. But still, there were a lot of things that he picked up and a lot of things that you could use this as a reference to try to learn from. So,
okay. Yeah, I'm going to take a few of the books that seem the most useful.
Sure. Absolutely. And in this lab, you know that it has value, but its main value is going to be in making duplicates, being able to actually clone into a clone pod. You think it's functional now, and that you could actually use this neurocam and it would only hold one personality, one backup. But if anything would happen, there would be a copy of that person's memory, personality, everything up until that point that would be recorded.
Well, since Kylon keeps nearly dying, maybe we should go.
Back up, Kylon. Here, Kylon, put this hat on. Yeah. And also, I don't know if Delstria is going to know as much, but there was something about Hellion. Why did Hellion make a gourd helmet for Sunny? Was it just because he likes putting those together? Or was he trying to convey something whenever he was talking to Sunny?
Well, he said, look for this.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? And he was saying that specifically about Cassandali.
Maybe he was telling Sunny that he could transfer Sunny to Cassandali's body.
Oh my god. 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 Oh, these are great theories that are going to come from this whole thing.
No, I'm pretty sure it's transferring Cassandali in his body thing, but no, I'm pretty sure it's he's just wanting to pull Cassandali out of the dead husk that she is.
The dead husk that she is.
I mean, if she's with the brain collectors, she's not exactly living the best life here.
Yeah, it's pretty bad place. All right, well, Delstria, what would you like to do?
All right, I've done some looking around.
A lot of looking around. Hours have passed.
Yeah,
she's
gonna be sleeping in to get that, whatever, the 6 or whatever hours of sleep she needs to.
I think it's 8. It's always 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to highlight and underline this, you have a feeling that, I mean, the more you're going to study these papers, and I imagine you're going to be studying them and reading them more, your father was not screwed up, and he did not have these ideas and was not set on this path except by the intentions of basically serving and helping Unity.
He wanted to go home is what he wanted. He wanted to leave.
He did, and it seemed like it was turned into something not rational because of possibly his devotion to this AI. So, anyways, keep that in mind. So yeah, you go and you sleep in. Morning time comes. Everyone else is awake and having a great time getting up, and we have Gorham worship that is going on. Iomade prayers that are being said. The tenets of Leto being repeated. Sunny, you wake up. Alpion is awake the entire time, of course, but he licks your hand and he looks at you like, "What are we doing today, Mom?" With that look in his face. You can tell, like, he knows he almost died again,
Like, I don't know. Maybe if they gave Bear, more feats than every like 20 levels, Bear might survive something.
Right. Yeah,
Poor bear.
The bear definitely wants more feats. He asked me if he could be a level 7 bear and you could be a level whatever you are. It's like swap.
You know what?
Albion whispered that.
Level 7
no,
Bear a lot. So
so yeah, Sunny, you're up, and Lava, she is cooking breakfast for the whole group, and has some fresh eggs there that she's cracked, and
fuck yeah.
making some omelets.
Yeah, no, I'm basically just waiting for the rest of my group to like
Get around to their long
do
ass
whatever it is
procedures
that
of
they're gonna
worship
do.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And normally Delstria would be up a little bit sooner, but it seems like she's sleeping in, and she hasn't even made coffee in the morning time. It's kind of
That's
weird, but
Well, she hasn't got up yet.
Well, that is weird. I don't know why you haven't gotten up. Let's go. We got shit to do, man.
Meanwhile, Sunny, you could talk to the Bloodgars. I mean, this is a river, by the way. This is a river area, as you might know. And you imagine that this river is going the wrong way. But over here to the west of Torch, you could actually find another group of Bloodgars that would be able to take you to Idenvay. And
Yes.
right at this point, you are really itching about that journey, right?
Yes, I'm ready to go. Like we
spent so much time drinking and partying and building weapons, and
We were in my hometown for like a day.
I'm not
a whole day. A whole day.
saying that your mother was not under surveillance. Actually, I guess she kind of was under surveillance.
Yeah, well, Sandal.
We didn't know about it, so
Gosh,
no. Honestly, I really don't have anything to talk
to
Bloodgars about, because really my biggest things would be trying to figure out where Ridge and Valdrin are, but they're not gonna know.
No.
So I'm really okay. Sunny is basically at this point like pacing. Let's go.
Yeah, you feel like you need to go. Yeah. And you know what? It would be really hard to know that. I mean, days or weeks will pass without you getting more news. But you know what? You could reach out to the person there.
I'm not reaching out to them. Doug, no. I told you, if anything, I'm going to try Tor first, but I'm so scared of what's going to happen.
Like, maybe they could tell you how mom and dad are doing. Your step-parents. Your adopted parents? I don't call them step-parents. They're adopted parents.
They're adopted.
Just parents.
No, I mean, they don't really treat her like a kid, but I mean, no, I'm just kidding. They do.
No, honestly, I'm not reaching out to anybody because she's legitimately scared of what would happen at this point. So she's not reaching out yet. I'm sure that'll come, but she's kind of talking to Delstria's mother about this, that, and the other thing. Actually, you know what? She really wants to know if Delstria has like her eye on somebody. Like, is she gonna slow down?
You're asking her mom this?
Great. I'm gonna wake up to hearing Sunny trying to gossip with my mother.
Yes, I am.
Lava, she's gonna say that honestly, Delstria is, really private when it comes to that, and she just wants her to be happy. She doesn't know about anyone specifically, but have you heard of anyone specifically that she's been interested in, or has she met anybody on the road?
No, she's normally so busy with like her studies and like looking at stuff. She doesn't really notice anyone.
She knows her daughter. She nods and says, yeah, that is her. But I think that it's almost better than just jumping into something. She kind of trails off. She says, I was so young. I was so young. And she just nods to herself. She says, well, anyways, she'll do the right thing whenever she finds somebody she cares about. She'll take her time about it. I like that. But I just want to keep her eyes looking in the right direction. If there's anybody that comes about, I just want her to know about them. But it's up to her. And I don't want her to be missing life as she's so focused in her work and what she likes to.
Of course. And the good news is that with us traveling so much, she's going to be introduced to so many new people, and maybe she'll find the right person.
She looks out the back door, and then she looks over to you, and she leans forward, Sonny. She says, now you don't usually run into the kind of people like you ran into yesterday, do you?
No. That's
all the time.
That's a one-off.
She says, because it seems like those boys out there, I just hear them laughing and they're having a great time, and that one's swinging around his big mallet like he's getting ready to prepare for the whole thing to start all over again today.
No, we like to be prepared, but honestly, like, more often than not, our days are pretty boring.
She nods. She says, well, she says,
see if Delstria's mother has as good perception as she does.
Yeah, let's see. Do the covert bluffing, please. No, not the covert influence. Sorry.
No.
She rolls a nat 20. Where's my damn thing? She rolls a nat 20 on her sense motive.
Oh, God. All right, hold on. What am I doing?
You're trying to bluff her, so you're doing an influence check.
Oh, my influence that has +0 to it.
Oh my gosh!
2 nat 20s.
So this is.
They both kind of look at each other.
And she looks at you sideways, and then you just nod as you go and you sip your cup of coffee, and she looks at you again, and you just look at her, and you just put down your cup of coffee, and you give her that look, and you nod again, and then she's
20
like,
standoff.
She's like, oh, she says, well. And she smiles. She says, I'm so glad that she has friends like you.
Honestly, it's such a blessing.
You beat her?
I can't believe that just happened. Oh my God. All right.
You just beat her. Oh my God. Now the rest of your time there, Sonny, Lava is going to be looking at you from across the room and nodding and just looking at the whole group dynamics and kind of, smiling to herself, knowing that her daughter is completely safe with a really good group of friends.
Hey, Del, I think we need to go.
We need to go right now let's leave on a nat 20, Del. Yeah,
Delstria's gonna
ready
be
to
up.
go.
Delstria is gonna tell her mother to please be safe, and I'll visit again as soon as I can.
Also, if you need anything, please ask the Bloodgars. They will take care of you.
She says them. She says, well, I've got a lot of people here. We kind of look over each other like a family. Our town's very close, and she says we just share so much of a history together. Everyone here does.
And if you need to go to Torchmother for anything, you can seek out help at the Temple of Bree with Joram. He will help you.
Oh, okay, good. She nods. She says, okay. She says, that's good. Kylon says, and if you ever feel like you need help, if you ever feel like you need help, and he goes and he
It's like we're
puts
doing an
a,
after-school special.
he
for
puts
my
a, he
mother.
puts a symbol of Iomade into her hands, and he says, "Remember, Iomade is here to help you with anything. Whenever you're having a rough time, I always ask for her aid, and everyone here will say she always comes to help us at the end of the day."
Great, Kylon's proselytizing to my mother.
It's like the Jehovah's Witnesses are handing out pamphlets.
Yes.
Also, I want to leave a copy of our flag with Delcia's mother because obviously that's super important. Like, if we had a fridge, I'd like put it up on the fridge. But
Now you do know the copies were made just on parchment, so they're not
That's
like
fine.
all like okay.
no,
I mean,
that makes it even better. Like, I
you
really
just
want,
roll
like,
them up and hand
child's
them.
like child's drawing like up on
Yes.
the wall.
Okay.
Like, it's so Delcia's so angry about it. She's like, Sonny, no. Sonny, no. Yes. Yes.
I'm leaving this for your mother.
Oh, I love it.
Very important.
Well, Delstria, you and your group get together. Your mother gives you a hug. She says to each person, you know, how great it was that she met them. Everyone seems to really like her. Like, they really, really like her. As you're leaving, Tor just kind of looks over at the animals and the orchard and everything. He says, does she need help? Maybe we could hire someone to help. Like, you can tell he doesn't want to leave, like, with all this work to be done and everything. He looks back like almost with guilt.
I tell him that there's boys in town that hire to come do work. Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I should leave my mother some gold.
And here, Mom, here's a laser pistol. You can sell it for $10K if you need the money real bad.
No, because that would call the Technic League. No. Give
I
her
don't
the
even know
gold.
how much gold is.
How much is a lot of gold?
Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
Well, I mean, the way you guys live, like 10,000 gold isn't much, but a normal person, I mean, even 200 gold would be a lot of gold, you know. Of course, if she ever needs anything like spellcasting services, like if you really get into deep crap, that's whenever the gold, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but Delstria's mother is not going to be in the deep crap, so...
Mm-mm. No, she's not. She's already had her brush with a fireball, and she's done now.
I'm going to leave my mother 150 gold.
Do you know that she won't accept it outright? Do you just keep it, like, do you put it underneath your pillow whenever you leave or something, like in your bed? Like, you know she's going to be cleaning the sheets and everything, and...
Yeah, I'll leave like a little bag of gold on like top of the bed or something, or on the pillow, or with a little note saying, "Take this and use it for whatever you need."
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Delstria wants to take care of her mother.
I'm glad you do.
I totally agree with that. Your mother is amazing, and I love her, and I'm
glad that she didn't get blown up by a fireball.
Exactly.
So the next thing that happens is your walk through town as you're leaving. I guess you're on horses now because you're going to have to ride over to that other river, which is the whatever the hell river it is, the Black
Dagger.
River.
What?
Or the Dagger River. Yeah.
This one's Dagger.
Yeah, that's the Dagger River, isn't it? Yeah. And as you make your way across town, you can see high up on the center pole there in town is the symbol of unity on the top of it, still looking over the entire town.
Great.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get a move on then. Daylight's burning.
Cool. You get a moving. It's just a good 2 days riding, not too far. But I'll tell you what, there isn't much of a roadway, and that makes it a little bit harder. You're able to make it over to a Bloodgar group, which has their vessel. Their vessel is named something. I can't remember what it's named even. Hold on. I have all these things going on. Da-di-da-di-da-di-da. It's a vessel.
Cool. Is it Dussek's vessel or is it somebody else's?
No, gosh,
What?
wouldn't that
Will
be
you
great if
not
it
let
was?
me see my Dussek?
No, it's called
again?
the Dark Fog.
Dark
Is the name
Fog.
of the vessel, and it is a fairly wide boat. It's pretty big. Also, it's bigger than Dussek's vessel, and it's basically it's meant for long distance transport of goods or booty or maybe even prisoners.
Yeah. So
Slaves.
in the travel between Marshfield and the Dagger River, there's definitely going to be a conversation about. I need y'all to get really cool about what they transport because sometimes it's not always the greatest. Also, don't look over the edge because there's stuff in the water. So
monsters. All right. Yeah, you're able to talk to at least the two men. I'm not sure how Delstria is going to react, but I mean, you are going to talk to them, and they seem to be okay with, as long as they don't have to be involved in it. They can look the other way. You think that Kylon doesn't really understand the depth going on. Like, you think if there were slaves or something, it could be a bad experience with the Bloodgars, and you don't think that any of you can pilot a ship. So you're hoping that there isn't an issue that's going to be bad, because otherwise you'll be on horseback for additional 6 days or more, probably close to about 10 days.
Is that right now we've got a bunch of shit happening with the Technic League, so I'm hoping that we're like kidnapping people and like transporting them to be slaves is on pause.
Yeah. You know what? Some of the clans are really not for that. They really aren't. The Bloodgars definitely are, but there are other clans that aren't. And the good thing is, if they were here, that means they probably had taken slaves from downriver and brought them into country. It's not ever the other way around, really. So, if anything, it's a drop-off point for the slaves.
Yeah, exactly. See, we're good. We're good.
Empty of their slaves, and lo and behold, they actually are slaveless. Whenever you run into this vessel,
yay! That's good.
It's a really good thing. To Eidenvey, which is obviously the direction they're going to be going anyways, is not going to take too long. The encampment of Bloodgars there actually welcome you very openly. They're not hostile or anything, because obviously you are heavily armed and you are walking towards them, not trying to run away or avoid them. The vessel that leaves first, and the one that you will be going on, is called the Dark Fog, and it is piloted by a captain, which is, as a captain goes, pretty tame by Bloodgar standards. As a matter of fact, he's picked up smoking a pipe from down south, where he's raided in the past, and he has a pipe in his mouth almost all the time. In addition to that, he will often be smoking a pipe while having the barbarian chew in his mouth, creating a very high captain most of the time during the journey.
I dig it. Sure.
He doesn't eat much, but he definitely chews a hell of a lot of that barbarian nasty chew, and he spits it incessantly on the floor of his vessel right by the steering wheel. He has a crew which is actually pretty well experienced. They don't look like they're slavers, and they don't look like they're on any kind of slaving run even. They actually do look like they're more focused on piloting the ship and actually being sailors. Although the ship does have 2 ballistas mounted, and by the looks of it, it has been fired upon multiple times. And you think that it probably has a history to it that you don't want to know the depths of. Also, there is in the front portion a very large grates. Now, normally grates going to the underbelly of a ship would be a lot smaller, but these are big enough that you believe there's nothing but human cargo that can be stored in these for long periods of time, because human cargo has to actually have more air to breathe. And it looks like peering down there, maybe could be livestock that's transported in these, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's horses or something of that nature that's been stored down there, but you have a feeling that it probably hauls all sorts of other things too. Regardless, it's unloaded. It's going to be transporting just general supplies now to 3 other encampments of Bloodgars going down the river south of Iden Bay, honestly. And on their way south, they'll be passing through Iden Bay, close enough to it. There on the river. Iden Bay isn't right on the river, but it is within a mile or 2 of the river, and they'll be able to drop you off. The passage for this travel, though, needs to be negotiated. And how is the negotiation going to take place?
I'm sorry. Do you...
You rolled 1 nat 20. I mean, you can.
I'm not sure I really want to like.
Of course, they look among your entire group, and they stop looking at Kylon, and Kylon shakes his head. He's like, "Nope, not me. I might be the most handsome one here, but it's not me. I'm not the group leader." And you might think that following Iomade would make me a leader.
Kylon,
it doesn't. It's
shut
one
up.
of those 2, and I'm not sure which one. And he points at Delstria and Sunny, both of you, and he just kind of shrugs as he smiles back at the captain. Tor shakes his head in anger, and he says, "You're being a fool." And Kylon's like, "I'm just telling them the way it is. They keep looking at me, and I do not have to be the leader. I don't even want to talk to them, honestly. I think
Seriously,
they're
stop
foul
talking.
creatures." And Tor puts his hand up
Stop.
against Kylon's mouth
Thank
at this
you,
point.
Tor. I will address the blood cars.
The Bloodgars look over to you now, and you notice there's more of a tension now among the captain and his crew. And the captain puffs on his pipe a little bit, pulling it out. And he's like, "So you want to go with Rotgar, huh?" You think he is the most hideous thing just by looking at him, and you see some of it drools out now, the dribble of barbarian spittle. It's just the black chunk of the chew comes out.
I apologize for my companion.
No,
He's kind of dumb sometimes and doesn't know when to stop talking.
he just looks you up and down, and he says, "You're quite beautiful. Why haven't you been taken yet?" You think back to this is almost the way Dusick was talking right before you jumped on the ship, and you don't think he's being overly aggressive for their standards.
No, oh my god, sorry, I'm dying here. I earned my first passage with Dusick, and we came to a mutual agreement that taking me was off the table.
He nods. He says, "Dusick's a big man." He nods. He says, "A deal made with Dusick stands with me."
Glad to hear it.
He says, "Let's talk coin. How about coin? You do have that, I take it. Look at all the things you're caring about. Quite shiny."
We would be happy to pay in coin for safe passage.
He says, "Those 2 spears there." Points at the Gearman's spears.
I'm going to kind of glance at my group and go, absolutely.
He says, "That'll be good enough."
Perfect. We appreciate the kindness, Captain.
He nods. He says, "The horses go below. You can stay on deck."
Kylon, since you're so gifted with horses,
Kylon, looking back at Tor, you can see they've been kind of squabbling a little bit as you've been talking with the captain. He says, yeah, what? Yes, the horses. I'll take the horses."
thank you.
And he goes and he starts preparing them. The Budgar captain just shakes his head. He says, "All right, well," he says, "journey should be just a couple days. Not too tough for you, I take it. You're
No.
mercenaries, I take it."
Yes.
He says, "Could use you in the upcoming little conflict. You here for coin? Bounty? Has prizes left on the field of battle?"
I mean, the prizes are always good picking, but we stand for more of what's right, and you can count on us in the upcoming battle.
He says, "You could always use more people to stand by." He says, "Going to be a hell of a fight. We're probably going to lose."
Well, if we lose, then we'll lose together then.
Mm. He looks at you, kind of shakes his head. He's like, people like you with words like yours, and says, never find themselves side by side in battle. Usually the ones with pretty words or pretty armor are the ones that are finding other ways to get around it. He looks over at Kylon.
He will also be there, just quieter.
Nah. He says, "All right." He says, "There haven't been many attacks recently." He says, "But we've seen some glowing fields." He says, "The glowing fields under the water," he says, "could spell trouble." He says, "We pass over them quickly enough, though."
What are the
Shouldn't
glowing
bother us.
fields?
Radiation.
Oh.
Some super scary stuff. I mean, there's a reason. Don't look over the side of the edge. You're just stay in the center of the boat. You'll be fine.
He nods. He says, "Stay in the center." He says, "No need to help with the crew." He says, "They'll get paid well enough. Need to make sure they're not becoming weak. And just ride along. Bring your own food, any supplies you can get." He points at the encampment of Bloodgars behind him. He says, "You can stock up there if you need anything." He says, "Wear that damn heavy armor." He says, "If he goes overboard, not fetching him, not going through that water if that guy can't swim."
I will talk to him.
We all know how well
I know
both,
it's gonna be
both of your men swim. They're going to be tied to the mast. There's one single mast. They're just going to be both tied to it.
Don't move from here.
Don't move.
Stay.
All right. And that was simple enough. Rotgar, your captain, and his 12 sailors are going to be ushering you down the river to your destination. You've paid in 2 masterwork Gearsman spears. Not a bad trade at all, honestly.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure our group is gonna be fine with that because we're never gonna use them.
Yeah,
Actually,
and also
Kylon might throw it, but
Kylon, he'll throw his sword first. You know why he threw his sword, by the way?
because it wasn't Leto's sword.
Well, because it wasn't Leto's sword, but multiple times, more than just one time, stupid Will threw his sword at things and actually killed them. I remember him throwing his damn sword and me looking at him like, "You're an idiot." And then he scores hits and kills the thing. And I'm like, "Oh, how the hell did that happen?"
Because Will looks at the dice and goes, "I'm a roll a nat 20." And then he fucking rolls a nat 20.
And then he
you're
does.
like,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah.
Use that for me. And then he's like, "Yeah, you'll roll a nat 1." And then you roll a nat 1 and then you cry because,
Yeah, 'cause he did it.
bad shit
He
happens.
definitely
It's
did it.
really funny.
Yep. He loved it each time. All right. Well, it'll be a couple days journey. No reason to worry. Just hang fast. Get on the ship. off you go. And then come the second day, something does happen.
No, I don't want to fight the tentacles. Okay.
The tentacles? You don't even know what you're fighting. You just say, I don't want to fight the tentacles.
Because it's all that Sunny saw the first journey she had was just tentacles.
Well, you're
was
in
very
luck because the tentacles, they like you.
I hate you so much.
As
I
a
can't
matter of fact,
think.
they
It's
like you a
black.
lot.
It's a black screen. I can't
Oh,
see anything. to
That's
fix it.
okay. We're going to fix it real quick. Damn lighting effects. I
All
hate you.
I wanted was to get to fucking Raiden Veda Knight. Didn't want to fight the tentacles.
Oh,
You
to
notice-
vote.
Really grumpy, Libby, who's really grumpy right now. Raise your hand. No, not me. I'm not grumpy. Oh, here we go. So Sunny,
Yeah.
this now.
Yeah.
Okay. You are around the boat. You have some of your companions around the boat with you. The horses are inside these prisoner containers in this boat that are on the floor, obviously, of the upper deck. There are small little steps going up to the top deck area, and then small little steps here going to the forward, whatever the fuck that is, because I know there's certain ship words and I don't know them.
Like aft and bow and
Bow, yes, to the bow,
This is the
yes, to the bow, forward to the top forward bow place, yes, something like that. So there's ballistas here also, and most of the time these sailors that are near the ballista are watching the shoreline, watching for anything that might be a threat, because there are a number of horrible threats in Numeria, of course, some that have lasers, some that just shoot arrows, all sorts of things. The two at the front are always watching to see if there's anything in the water, like debris or anything like that. And that is whenever. In the middle of the second day, after lunch, but as you can tell, still a very bright day, you're sailing along in a map that barely fits your boat. Because I made the map very small and tight because I was tired of having to scroll through these huge maps. Anyways, the important thing is you see some glowing stuff. You see a green glow from underneath the front of the boat, and it's called out to you all that it's there. Do we have a green glow? Oh, you know what? We're just going to do a really naughty glow. Okay, there. That. And like really
Oh, how'd you make that?
Huh?
Is that a token?
It's my own custom creation I spent 12 hours on. Or it was just an image file that I found. And as you get closer, these glows, you can make a spellcraft check, both of you. This isn't the first time you've run into this, by the way. These glow even at nighttime. It's freakier whenever they're glowing at nighttime. This is during the daytime. You've run through some of these before.
Do I have a +5 from my dad's books?
Yeah, you've had time to study them even.
Okay, it's a 21 then.
And if you're loaning those books out to Sunny, Sunny would also get the bonus, by the way. It just depends how you're hoarding the knowledge or not.
Here, Sunny, read this.
He's like looking over here, and Sunny's like, what are you reading? Nothing. Both of you got super high. You both know that these are, you're almost certain, and Delstria, you're able to back it up too because you have detect radiation, right? You're able to know that these are low areas of radiation for things that are down in the water, some maybe 20, 30 feet down. And you're at the very lowest or edge, lowest area of this radiation. It does not affect you. poorly at all. As a matter of fact, the ship avoids them whenever possible. But these balls of radiation, these glows from down below, seem to actually be traveling towards the ship. Like they look like they're actually moving as the ship is going down the river. The startling thing about that is that normally these are just stagnant areas, just like where they're just in one place and nothing is happening. But an alarm is called out by these sailors as these start to move and converge upon the ship. And because of that, and because we all want to get to Eidenvey tonight, we're going to roll initiative, just in case. Just in case these aren't just blobs of radiation.
Oh, just in case, yeah.
Just
Fuck me.
Fuck me. Okay, well, radiation globs get a 2. That's not too good. If you were a blob of radiation, you'd want to get higher than that. That's for damn sure. Kylon an 18. Why the fuck is Kylon going so? It's like he doesn't want to lose out on any of the action anymore. He's like, okay. Tor does not care. He's got 11.
I think Kylon's more just worried that if he doesn't go first,
he won't get it all.
behind.
Yeah, and he doesn't want that. The captain is going to get with his entire group. He'll have a roll. And, that's a 6. So he moves faster than a blob of radiation and a sunny. Okay. We'll move that over there. And, oh my God, I even have enough room that I can put the initiative track over there and do things and see the map. Oh my gosh. So exciting. Okay.
Are the sailors not going to?
He will count as the sailors too, because he's going to give them. So, and the sailors honestly they have like 12 hit points. So, not to say that anything bad will happen, but if enough of them are dead, you guys are going to have to learn how to sail a ship.
Or
radiation blobs are moving towards the ship, Delstria, and you are the first to act as an alarm is called from these 2 sailors at the front, noting their movement, calling back a warning back here to the captain. And the captain yells out a command to prepare yourselves. And that's about all that he gets out as tobacco spits out of his mouth, and he almost drops his pipe down onto the ground. In Delstria, it is your turn if you would like to prepare yourselves, whatever that might mean.
So all we see is these blobs of radiation coming towards us.
Yes, and you think that if you are in a better place, I mean, look, you can't even really see them where you're at. If you were up at the edge, a railing of the ship, you'd be able to make a perception check to see if you can see more details.
Yeah, that's not super fucking
or
anything.
You could climb up the mast. You could spin you climb at 1/4 your movement speed, unless you want to add 5 to the DC, and then you can move half your movement speed while climbing on a climb check. And it'll be a DC 10 climb check to climb up. I'm gonna say it doesn't really have much for rigging, but it's 30 foot in height, that sail. Nope, you're going forward. Okay.
I'm going to move up to here, and I'm going to hold an attack action for anything that may appear.
Anything that may appear. Even a puppy dog.
Well, apparently it's a radiated puppy dog, so yeah.
And that puppy dog does not deserve to live.
And I've activated my bow and whatnot.
Kylon comes after you saying, Delstria, watch yourself. Don't go so quickly. He moves up. That is going to be Kylon's turn. Tor is going to be moving up too. There we go. To right there. And that's where he's going to stop. Both of them guarding Delstria, obviously. And the captain is he's going to yell out to his men to get ready for a boarding, and the men in response are going to move up. These guys are useless on their ballista. They're going to move up here, and they are going to pull out cutlasses and axes. You guys they are all in pretty much leather armor, so you know they can move really quick. That's a good thing. Yeah. Look at them all rushing up there to the front, and this guy is going to guard his captain. The others here are going to come down, and they are going to be ready there also with weapons prepared. Okay, so they're kind of all getting down there. The water line is about 10 feet below the side of the deck. So there's like a 10-foot drop. There is a number of ropes and things like that that can often just be thrown over the side, especially if someone falls in. There aren't like ladders or anything just prepared for people, though. So there is a 10-foot climb to get up to the deck here. Moving on to Sunny. Sunny, it is your turn. And Sunny, all you want to do is to get to Iden Bay. And you look over and your bear looks at you. He has the same look as you do. He just wants to get to Iden Bay.
I just want one travel to go smoothly. Why is this so hard?
You do know you're in Numeria, right? It's called the Numerian Wastes.
But like, I don't know. Maybe if we had a fucking teleport, like
that's what I was getting to. Or you could have fly spells.
Fly is scary. Because things can pew you out of the sky. So Bear's gonna 5-foot step. Sunny's gonna pull out her machete, and we're just gonna hold an action. So whenever something terrible comes in range, we're just going to attack.
Yeah, and we don't know if anything terrible will ever come in range, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's probably going to be something terrible that comes in range.
Shocker.
For right now, though, the shimmers of the green from down in the depths, it seems to get brighter as it seems like things are getting closer to the surface now, and the radiation is becoming stronger. That is the entire turn there. And by the way, this is symbolizing the boat floating forward while the things are kind of rising to the surface. That's why those moved up a little bit. Boat will move at the very end of each round. Oh God, I need to have a boat on initiative. How do I have a boat on initiative? I can't. Anyways, you just have to fucking remember that. Okay. Delstria, it's your turn.
Gonna hold action.
Gosh, if you got a little bit closer to the side, you could really see what was over there.
I don't think so.
I'm glad at least someone's listening to Sunny when I say don't go to the edge of the boat. Like,
the tentacles, I love it. Kylon is going to turn his weapon into a holy flaming weapon, which is not really holy, but it's just more flaming. So he turns it into a flaming weapon. That's what he's going to do. And he is going to ready to chop at anyone that comes close. Tor is going to give his weapon the lead blades spell, allowing him to hit.
Fun fact, I also took that spell this level, so super excited.
Maybe you need to do that next, huh? The captain and the sailors. The captain is going to be piloting the ship. That's pretty much what he can do. The sailors, though, start to cluster up here, and they want to see and they want to be able to fight whatever is down there. All right. So they are going to be looking overboard. Perception check by two of them, one on each side. And the one over here says, there's something floating down there. There's something floating, and it seems like it's floating up. And that's what you hear from that. brilliant person. Sunny, it is your go.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'll cast whatever it is, lead blades or whatever. I'm so angry, and then I'm holding action with bear.
Wait a minute. You're so angry, lead blades, or just the lead blade spell, comma, I'm so angry?
Comma, I'm so angry.
Got it. Perfect. Good. Wanted to check and see. Okay.
Do that.
All
Yep,
right.
and then bear's holding action.
Float on your boat. Float on your boat. Okay. There is more movement going on down there, and let's see what we have a pretty good swim speed. It's pretty good for a radiated blob. Okay. The side here that was seen pretty well says there's someone floating up. Someone's floating up through the water. And that is what you're going to be getting till the next turn now with Delstria. Boop, 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 boop.
I'm gonna 5-foot step. And hold action again.
Okay. Kylon.
If I hold action, that's just a standard action, right?
Just a standard action that you get. That is correct. Kylon takes a 5-foot step this way and looks back at you, Delstria, and he's going to be holding action to strike also. And Tor. Oh, Tor would love to cast another spell, but he'd be casting a spell on somebody that's too far away from him. So he's going to cast Shield of Faith on himself. We're to the captain again, and the crew is going to start to back up here as the ship is floating by whatever's coming up. And a number of these guys now are going to go ahead and they're going to, let's do this. We're going to have a couple of them that actually rush over, and they are going to be getting crossbows out now. I'm going to say 4 of them have crossbows, and the others are going to be waiting for these creatures and moving back as they're floating past them. So these 4 are going to have crossbows that they go and they get loaded up on their turn. Sunny.
Holding action on both of us.
Done. Okay. Out of the water. No, I just love these sort of things. Out of the water, springs up onto the side of the ship 4 creatures. And the 4 creatures are in the bad guy folder, and they look just like this.
I thought that said irritated undead, and I was like, cool, I'm irritated too, so...
So you're going to get along just fine with it. The irritated undead. Yeah. Yeah, that is what you're going to be seeing. If I can get this a little bit better.
Are they still on the water?
They are going to be up against the ship here once I can close some things here.
Oh my god.
And these are going to matter a lot less other than they were just origin points. I don't want to put him like right onto the ship because he's not right on the ship, but they're climbing.
Okay, that's fine. We understand.
And I'm going to roll now climb checks.
They all fall into the water and die.
They're really good climbers. Oh my god. 16, a 16, and 18 on the die. And they don't have heavy armor on or anything.
How come undead can like climb better than like we
That's a
can?
really good question because you'd think like they were all falling apart. Like it's like, how in the hell can you climb? All of them start to climb up the side of the boat quickly. Not springing up all at once, but they're taking massive handholds as they're coming up. And the blood guards let out the scream that they're under attack. And they're 5 feet away, each one of these, even in their climb. They'll be able to get up onto and on board the ship next turn. If they can make their checks. And if people don't kill them and stuff. Anyways, they're climbing right now, and they look like they are, well, you can't really see them other than that you're hearing from the blood guards that you're under attack, and they're climbing up the sides. So now we're back to Delstria at the top of the round.
I'm gonna drop my initiative down below the critters so I can take a full round.
Okay, you're just gonna
delay. Yeah.
Delay. Yeah. Oh, let me put the critters actually on here. My God. Yeah, that would be nice, huh? That would be better like that. There we go. That makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. Kylon is he's not going to delay. He's a holy warrior of Iomade. He's gonna move over this way. And now he is going to ready to swing at the first zombie that pokes his head up. And Tor is meanwhile also going to be 5 foot stepping there, and he is going to no, he's going to 5 foot step there, and then he's going to attack the first zombie that pops up on board. Blood guards, meanwhile, coming over here to the side. I'll put these guys at the front so it'll be obvious to know which ones are. We're going to have 4 crossbow shots at these zombies. 4 zombies, 4 shots, 3 hits. Oh my God.
Hey, they're better than the those
they are.
Oh God,
the Lords of Steel or the Lords of, no, not
the
Steelhawks.
birds. Steelhawks.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
There we
bird
go.
people. The bird people.
The bird people.
Bird
Yeah.
fooders. Bird foods people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, crossbows shoot into them and actually do some damage, and that's gonna be their turn. Sunny. I love how far Sunny is back. Hey, Sunny, where you going?
Right there. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I don't know why I counted. Obviously, Albion can hit there. If I can hit there, Albion can hit there.
Right.
And then we're going to hold attacks for anything that comes close to us.
Okay. And I think some things are going to come close to you. Let's see how their climbing is. Well, we didn't have as good a climbing this turn. We really just didn't.
I mean, to be fair, they were getting shot at, so
it's not fair, though. It's just
I
not fair. They are going to get on board, though, into these spaces. You've got to get somewhere. I guess he's on deck there. There he goes. Both of them are on deck. And in doing so, they are going to provoke a huge amount of attacks of opportunity. And we will see how that turns out. That is 2 hits on one of them. And then the others, 3 attacks on one of them, which is 2 more hits. As Bloodguards now just start chopping at them and hacking, seeming to actually tear off bits of their flesh back and forth. As they cut into them deeply, though, you see this glowing strands of radiation coming out of them. The crossbowmen miss with all their shots, and they are going to get to reload and do their thing another time, but they just miss as bolts go flying everywhere. And that's going to be it for them. Tor is going to take a swing at one of these guys.
You skipped me.
No, we're still in attack of opportunity right now.
We're still in attack of
opportunity.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which is going to be actually Kylon, because he's faster in initiative. So I have to roll these off of the roller. Kylon almost did a critical hit, but he followed it up with a nothing. Because I didn't add in these new stats for these guys yet. And 22 points of damage later, the one that's up there by him is chopped into savagely with the greatsword. Tor, taking a swing at the one that he's at, gets a nat 20, followed up by a nat 1. That's the second time I rolled that combination. And 32 points of damage, which these are being hit just as hard as they can be hit. And they seem like they're getting knocked down. The one that just got slammed into by Tor looks like it's been wounded a little bit, but it does not look like these are extremely tough. And it seems like almost like their flesh has been hardened from whatever is inside of them that's glowing out now, just with just this really scary pulsating glow, almost like they swallowed something that they shouldn't have. The other thing about them is that you can tell from these bodies, these actually have, it looks like, sashes on still that look like they've been rotted away mostly, but you see identification numbers on them and stamps of the Technic League on these leather sashes that are knotted around them.
Cool.
Done with that.
You are so not happy about this combat.
I'm not like not what I wanted.
Austria, it is your go.
Bear gets attack of opportunity there, champ.
Oh well,
Let
then
my
you
bear
should
kill things. I was waiting
definitely
until
do that.
you were done. Yeah, I got nothing. Okay. Delta, you're good to go.
Okay, so
that does miss. Yes.
I figured.
Okay, now we are finally getting to Delstria.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to upgrade my attunement to a +2.
Oh.
So.
And you get a full round. You get to do whatever you want.
That's right. Okay. The one here, this one, is gonna get a full round of arrows to the face.
Which one again? Could you click on it again? Sorry.
This one.
Okay, that one. Okay, cool. Yeah.
With shocking gravity.
All right.
We're gonna hope.
Hell yeah.
No luck.
All right. First is a hit, and elemental damage. I'm not
electricity.
Seeing that on mine.
4.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I just didn't. It didn't scroll down all the way. That's weird. Okay. Let's see here.
So 12.
Not. That's full effect. Yeah, full effect. Okay, good. Very good. Okay. The one that Tor smashed into looks like the most damaged. The one next to it looks like it's the least damage, and these two over here look like they have, they've had a hit or two, but nothing really too severe. Anything else, Delstria?
No, that's all.
Okay. Kylon is going to do a full attack on the one that he's next to with 2 hits. This might be really bad for the little guy. Really bad for him, I'm pretty sure. 28, 38. That one almost falls to pieces now, but is still somehow standing even after Kylon smashes in. Oh, I haven't been doing his fucking holy damage for 11 damage more, plus another 2. Yeah, that one is almost completely ripped apart now by Kylon's attacks. Tor, meanwhile, smashing in on the same one he's been targeting. Misses. Wow. Okay. That is actually a miss, even with his updates on his +2 weapon now. Wow. Okay. That was kind of sad sauce. No, right? Bloodgars. 1, 2, 3. And possible crit. Actually makes a critical hit on one of them.
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Yeah. There's that. And that we are bloodgarring ourselves away, these 2, because of the crossbows. And we'll get to them here in just a second. And then critical. 7, 8, 9, 33. Because there are so many combatants, I'm just going to do double damage just to get it going. The Bloodgars slash in furiously at the zombies. The zombies kind of stagger back, and one of the crossbowmen actually plants a bolt right into the head of this one here, and the zombie just shakes his head over and just growls back. You can see, matter of fact, you can see a lot at this point. You can make knowledge religion checks on the undead, and I'm going to roll also for Kylon, which Kylon is going to know enough now to know too much. Alpion does not know his religion very well.
He does not.
Poor Alpion.
Very weird.
23.
Let's see here. These are unique undead. Delstria, you're going to know that much. These are intelligent. These are not brain dead. Like, you could see the hatred and the anger from that one that was just hit by a crossbow bolt as he looked over at the crossbowman. As a matter of fact, these also don't seem like they're protected like a lot of undead are. They maybe closely resemble zombies in that they look like they're going to be using slam attacks, but also their glowing radiation they seem to be able to control somewhat, as one of them is starting to cough, and now you think it's going to start to throw up on the people all around it. And the others are closing their hands and clenching fists, and as they do, more of the radiation builds up into their fists. And it seems like now it's creating an aura around their fists. You can only, these are planned out. These are, this was an ambush that was thoughtful and it was actually organized. And from what you can see, it looks like these possibly were guests of the Technic League at one time, possibly even agents of theirs at work. It's hard to tell. Moving on, though, we have the Sunny going, Sunninator, and then zombies.
Bear's going.
That is the really wounded one there.
I know, but no, Bear's just going to attack.
Actually, no. The one that Kylon is by is almost dead. This one is still hurt pretty bad. And that is a hit. 13 points of damage. Hurt badly. Miss.
Ooh.
Ooh, and that is a hit. This one looking just as bad as the one on the other deck, being ripped to pieces, flesh coming off, the bear's mouth glowing now slightly as he spits out a big chunk of flesh, and you see as he swipes with his claw, the end of his claws now are glowing slightly also.
Do 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 do. I'm attacking that one.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll go find it. This one? This one.
The one on your left is the.
Hey, Delstria, do you know how we get to Eidenvey?
Not like fucking this.
It's down the river this way, but you have to kill these things first.
So bad right now. Like,
So the faster you kill the things, like the faster the boat goes down the river.
Why are you telling Delstria? Sunny's the one that wants to get there so badly.
Delstria was happily laying out all of her father's notes, reading and organizing them and stuff.
Yeah. Just minding my own business.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, zombies get to go now. Zombies are throwing up now in 15-foot cones.
They get seasick.
Yeah, I know, they really do get seasick. 5, 10, 15. And I think that will be Missing Bear.
oh, nice.
But we'll be hitting, if both of these guys are throwing up, some people are going to be doubled up in, including Sunny and Tor.
That's
Which
fine.
is great.
Whatever.
All right, so both of them are going to throw up in 15-foot cones, shooting out towards here.
Actually, Sunny wouldn't be hit if they're depending on what kind of cone they're doing.
Well, if we can get a template, that would be really cool. But
Well, I
just
have
don't
a
remember
picture
where
here
those
that
are.
I have it from the reference.
Yeah, I know, but it's going to take too long to put that on the. You
No,
have
no.
to launch
Well-
a cone from a corner, so he can do it from right here on his corner, and have it 15 feet going out this direction.
Uh-huh.
And this one can have it on here as the origin point on his toe over here, and have it 15 foot crossing over this way.
Okay. I didn't know if they were
So-
going straight out or at an angle.
Yeah, they can have the crossover cone where 2 people are hit. It's basically going to be 4 people that are hit. And 2 of them, these 2 little blood guards here, will only get hit once. And Sunny and Tor will get hit twice. But anyways, it's just some vomit. It's not going to be a big thing. If you can all make fortitude saves and, reflex saves. Sunny, if you could make a reflex save twice, and if Tor could make a reflex save twice, that would be great.
Yep. Hold on.
Tor
Reflex.
makes one of his, and he fails the other one.
Reflex. I hope I'm good. 27 and a 24.
You make both of them.
Okay.
So you will take half damage. So, oh God, 10 and 9. So you'll take 5 damage and 4 damage. Tor will take 5 damage and 9 damage. And then comes the fun thing. You will have to make 2 fortitude saves also.
Why do you gotta be like this?
Tor made both of his fortitude saves.
Ooh, I think you might be good.
You only failed 1 fortitude save.
Mm.
What was that?
Okay.
have to roll a d4. 1 point of Constitution drain.
Why? Why
Which
do you
means
have to
it
be
does-
like this?
It does not come back through normal rest.
Fuck me. You said Constitution.
But the good-
Constitution drain. Mhm.
But the good thing is, after the battle, you can cast Lesser Restoration on yourself.
Well, does it help with drain or just damage?
I think it helps with drain. I think. Let me look.
Look at Alyssa's face. The Blood Guards, meanwhile, they're actually doing pretty good with their reflex saves. One of them, though, is not doing well enough as he screams in agony as the acid that gets shot out from the undead covers him, and he falls down to the deck dead.
Oh,
Bye.
The other zombies. This zombie is going to attack the person that he's by.
Restoration cures all temporary ability damage, and it restores all points permanently drained. That's regular.
Yeah, that's
Let me.
restoration.
Lesser
That
does
guy
not
gets
restore
killed
permanent
too.
drain ability.
And this zombie here is going to be attacking Kylon with 2 fists. No. So slamming into Kylon, Kylon's able to dodge away and block the fight from the zombie, the onslaught. Zombie not doing anything. This zombie killing 1 person. This one throwing up and killing 1 person. And this one not killing anybody, really. He's just a harmless zombie. He was just along with his friends in the wrong place, wrong time. You know that story. Delstria, it's your turn.
Okay, so how damaged are they all looking?
This one by Kylon looks extremely damaged, and the one by Bear looks extremely damaged also. The other 2 don't look hardly as bad.
Okay, I think they'll be able to take care of those 2 then.
Yeah, they'll be able to take care of them.
I think so. This one here again.
Irradiated.
And you know, I'm gonna turn on my archaeologist luck as well. I'm gonna activate that.
Really? What if you have several more combats before I invade, though?
Well, I can turn it off. I mean, it's
Look at Melissa isn't even responding anymore. She's not even responding anymore.
bad.
Libby.
Bad.
Libby, that's not very good for you. Let's see if you might do something naughty. I hope not. She's got like 50 different prompts to turn off and turn on things. Ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Oh, Libby.
I can't.
Yes, you can. We've seen you do it before. You've done it just fine in the past.
I can't believe.
A little bit of bad luck. That's all it is. So you made a critical miss. Oh my god. This is really bad.
Great.
It's called Mix It Up. You are unable to make ranged attacks for the next 1d6 rounds, and I rolled 6.
Oh my god.
You cannot make ranged attacks for the next 6 rounds.
All right.
Fine. They'll just use your magic. You've got magic.
I don't know how this happens.
Cool.
If you drop your bow and it falls like into one of the holes there of the ship, but I mean, you still have it with you, so it can't happen that way. I don't have any explanation of that. I really don't, except that it is horrible and hilarious. The 2 H's all at the same time. Oh, this is why I play the game right here. I guess we're up at the top of the round with Kylon, aren't we? He'll make 2 attacks. He has a nat 1 on his first attack. He misses with both of his attacks against the zombie. Tor is not going to miss. He hits the wounded zombie that he's been going after. Is 8 plus 14, which is 22. And 22 is enough to kill the zombie. One zombie drops down dead, not moving any longer. The Bloodgars now, ferocious in their own way. This one is going to circle around, not provoking. 3 of them are attacking that zombie. 1 hit for 7 points of damage. And then we have on the other side 2 of them against this one zombie. And they slash into him also, kind of evening out the damage throughout the zombies. The crossbowmen shoot off their weapons. And crossbowmen, as we found out in this game, are not very accurate. But one of them does strike a bolt into the back of the zombie that Kylon is facing. Almost toppling that zombie down to the ground. The Bloodgars are done. Sunny. Here we are.
Yeah, Sunny is going to attack.
Okay.
Good job.
Nice. Oh yeah. Sunny, could you also make a fortitude save?
No, I can't, Doug. Okay, no.
Just a little one. I mean, a big one. One big one. That's all you need. One big one. I just want to point out that you had a nat 20 whenever you were influencing Sophia's mother. And
because he doesn't do combat. I don't know why I played this game. Because clearly, the role-playing part, I got that down, no problem. Put her into combat. What does she do? Fucking nothing. I hate her so much. All I want is for her to do something.
she's never going to do anything.
She'll get there. We're just level 7.
Sunny,
7 levels later. Go ahead, Doug.
2 points of constitution.
I hate you so fucking much.
I love you though.
Die
I
because
love you.
So
I
how
love
can
you.
we heal Drain?
fucking priest and IGJ.
Is that just is that just restoration?
Before I answer that, do you want to go ahead with Bear?
Yeah, hold on. I'm fucking taking freaking damage because somebody's constitution keeps going down. What the fuck are you doing? But Bear can't even reach this fucker. Fuck. 5, 10, 20, 30, 35. Fuck it. Bear's coming over here and Bear's going to attack this thing. I'm so mad right now. Like,
A hit, a good hit. So,
eventually I will do more than 11 points of damage, but not today.
Sunny, would you like to make a perception check?
No, yes.
Okay, you don't have to then. You don't have to.
I will.
You don't have
Hold
to.
on. No. No, maybe 14.
No.
No.
Delstria, would you like to make a perception check at a penalty? You're
Sure.
going to have a penalty.
What's the penalty?
You're going to have a -5 penalty on your perception check.
Okay, 27.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Delstria, here's the thing. Remember, Delstria has jammed her bow into one of the grates, and she's thought to herself, I don't need this bow. This is a silly weapon, and for the next 6 rounds, I'm going to fight with my fists. And as she's thinking about this, she looks over, and guess what? Those 2 Bloodgars that were killed earlier, they start to glow with radiation as you think they're going to rise up as these zombies themselves.
Oh no.
You believe that you have about 2 rounds before they come alive. And it would probably be best if they were not on the ship anymore when that happens. I will mark the locations where they fell if that will help. One of them fell here, and one of them fell here.
Wait,
Is there a way?
Didn't he fall over here? Did he move?
Oh no, he's actually on your space. He was over there. You're right.
Is there a way to like kill them or?
Well, yeah, these zombies that are being killed by your friends, they're actually going to be dead.
No, I mean the ones that I think are going to rise.
Yeah, re-kill them.
Yeah, kill them again.
All right,
basically, they're in the process of animating right now.
Yeah.
You don't. Oh my god, I cannot even move this square.
It's fine. I don't really care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine where it's at. It's fine. He moved. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay, so anyways, but that is of course that's information you're going to gain here pretty soon. We have to do the zombies first because the zombies need a turn.
Okay,
they've
sure.
anything. So this one here is going to club to death or try to club to death that Bloodgar. And he only hits him 1 time. You know, they're not going to be, oh no, only 6 points of damage. That's not enough to kill that guy. Well, he's not dead. This one is going to try to club and hits twice. And that is definitely enough to kill this Bloodgar. That Bloodgar is gone now. But don't worry, he'll be back. Right there. And the other one is going to be trying to attack Kylon and hits him 1 time for 11 points of damage. Kylon has to make the save versus the radiation. He makes it, of course. And Kylon is not in any... This is like the first time he's been hit. He's having a great time. And he has no idea what's going to be happening pretty soon with these undead. So he's having a great time. All right, now we're going to Delstria.
I tell the Bloodgars, you need to get those bodies overboard before they come back as zombies.
Okay. Good. Some of them seem to notice what you're saying, but they're also fighting like right at the feet of these zombies. And you don't think that they're going to be able to grab them and throw them overboard as long as these guys are, right by.
Right. So there's one. Bodies. There's one here. You said.
No, it's just the one right by Sunny. There isn't an additional one. It's just this one. I can't move it. Yeah, it's the green dots. The 3 green blocks.
Okay. Well, I'm going to 5, 10. I'm going to come up here and.
You're gonna provoke.
Well, you know what? Libby took mobility, so I have a +4 against AOOs for movement.
For movement, yeah. Okay. Well, the first one, you have to move into that green square to throw it over the edge, unless you're going to throw like a 10 feet body. I mean, you're strong enough. You probably could throw it 10 feet over, couldn't you? I could say that you would.
Well, my strength is 14.
Yeah, that's strong enough. You could pick up that body and throw the Bloodgar overboard. You want to say any like prayer real quick while you do it?
Yeah. Who's my
You're
deity?
You're gonna be swatted at by one of the zombies. He has a 16 to hit you. So he
Let this take your soul.
Nethys, take your soul. Okay, and you can throw him overboard, no problem. So
you said 16? No, doesn't hit.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Okay, so that one is. I'm gonna move you back here while I can grab this one and just delete it. Oh, come on. There we go. And he's overboard. Goodbye. Goodbye, Bloodgar. It was good sailing with you. All right. See who needed to shoot weapons, right? You're eliminating problems. Kylon is going to try to eliminate problems permanently with this one. Yeah, that is a it's ridiculous amounts of damage. It's over 35, and that zombie is dead now. And he's going to do a 5-foot step over this way, and he looks over at Delstria as you're throwing over bodies, and he is not going to say anything. He hopes that Tor does not see this. Tor, meanwhile, attacking the one across from him.
Didn't they hear me say they have to be thrown over when they come back?
Yeah, I mean, and they do believe you, right? I mean, these guys have been around you enough to know. 27 points of damage is not quite enough to kill that one. He is wounded. Both of these are about the same kind of wounds as Tor smashes into one again, and he looks down at the body that's starting to twitch and move now, and he points for the Bloodgars and he says, "Overboard! Throw it overboard!" And both of them, not knowing if they want to respond and provoke that AOO and get killed themselves. So we'll see. We'll see right about now. I'm going to roll for them and see. Not very brave, these Bloodgars. They are going to keep fighting the one that they're right by. Because that's something that they actually know for sure that they can do. Provoking and getting killed, not something they want to do. 2 attacks that hit on the other side, the one that Delstria you're close to. Another really good hit for 11 points of damage. No, 9 points of damage. Sorry, 9 points of damage. And you fucking kidding me. And a critical hit now with a ×3 modifier. No, that's only a ×2, sorry. With one of the crossbowmen hitting this guy right in the head again, as this guy now, the zombie swings over and looks at the crossbowman with hatred in his face. The other 2 crossbowmen miss again. Yeah, I know. He's like, again, really? Like 2 bolts sticking out of his head. And that is it for the Bloodgars. Going to Sunny. This one here looks really wounded. The one that you're right next to looks extremely wounded.
Yep, Sunny's going to attack.
Hey!
Sweet! Yes! And you were able to knock him down. He crumples down, falling overboard. And all I need you to do is to just make a fortitude save. So,
was that it? Is that all I got?
Yeah.
It? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, 1 point of drain as you are radiating now this green energy.
Yep. Sunny's feeling real good over here.
What does Bear want to do? Everybody, 2 seconds later, they're throwing Sunny's body overboard.
Bear's attacking.
That's not a hit yet.
Hey!
That's a hit.
Jesus, Bear.
And that is almost a death of the last zombie. He's just barely up, and you see he's like he's going to start to spew on a big group of people again, or at least 2 people. Good turn. Zombie, being a zombie, is going to throw up on his 15-foot cone, just hitting 2 people. And these 2 people are going to be Delstria and Kylon.
Great.
You could make a reflex save. Kylon could not make his reflex save. He takes 10 points of acid damage. You
21.
take 0 point of acid damage because you missed completely. And because you didn't take any damage from the effect, you don't have to make any save versus the radiation. Whereas Kylon does, and he's going to fail it unless he can re-save.
I feel like
Yeah, he's
Kylon
not-
is immune.
There, and he makes it. He is immune. It is a poison effect, by the way. I should mention that. Radiation is a poison effect.
Cool.
Which you might
Doesn't
have
do
had a
anything
bonus.
for Sunny. It doesn't
Did
do
you have a
anything.
bonus on that?
No.
Were you immune to it? Or okay,
No. Bear is. I'm not.
Great. He likes radiation.
He does like radiation.
All right. The captain screams at his men to put the last of them down, whereas it's Delstria actually that's up next.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck this body next to me overboard.
I just love it. The zombie next to you tries to swing and it misses as you do the same as before, chucking the body overboard, and it is gone now. You see the one over on the other side starts to move, and they'll get enough time. They'll have enough time to do it. Kylon moving a 5-foot diagonal, not the 2 steps that I put him at. God, it's just a fucking wreck now. It doesn't really matter. It does like 25 damage per hit. So kills the last zombie, and with that, Tor is going to toss this body over. Not you, Bloodgar. The bad thing that you're with. Now you need to get off the bad thing so we can throw the bad thing overboard. With that, the last of the zombies are flushed overboard, and as the boat floats down the Dagger River, you look back and you see the glowing starting again from the new zombies that have now been created in the wake of the boat.
They'll probably encounter those their next time back through, unless somebody else does.
Yes. Meanwhile, Sunny needs to make a fortitude save.
I do not understand. Sunny is going to die. Literally, Sunny is going to die here.
Oh, you need to make a fortitude save. Remember to subtract off within the penalty. You made it!
Thank God.
As long as
Only
you had the minus whatever penalty for your drain factored in there, but I'm sure
yes,
that's
all of that's all of that's already factored.
Well, you made it.
Thank
So the boat floats down the river, looking at the glowing energy left behind. Sunny, you yourself, you are emitting some radiation.
Shocker.
It is a low field of radiation, and as such, I am not
So we
gonna
have-
you make any more saves.
We have
Good.
here.
Thanks.
We have.
We have.
We have 2 doses of Cure All.
What does that do?
A dose of Cure All allows the target to attempt an additional saving throw against a single disease or poison effect currently afflicting him.
Oh, this is already damage that's been
Well-
done though at this point.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Cure-All also restores 1d4 points of ability damage or
Ooh,
1 point of ability drain that has
wow.
been afflicted by a disease or poison, even if the user doesn't succeed at the save.
Mm-hmm.
A dose cures any ability drain before curing ability damage. If the target is suffering from drain or damage to multiple ability scores, the cure-all cures the score with the most damage or drain.
Okay. Well, that
So-
would actually be really good.
So she has drain, right?
She has drain. It won't cure naturally. She has to have it healed.
So we would, if we used both of our doses, we could bring back 2 points.
That's actually not a bad idea.
How many
Maybe.
points are you down
4?
for? Okay,
Oh,
well
only
let's
4?
Yeah, only 4.
use these 2 doses of cure-all and bring back 2 of those.
Cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, lesser restoration will not work on that. Okay.
Let me see.
But restoration will. And you know what? Diamond dust, just a little bit of diamond dust is needed. And
Oh, look,
that's
we
just
have
for
a
the negative
diamond.
level. Yeah, you'd be good regardless, even without the negative level. 100 GP of diamond dust, and you got a 5,000 gold piece diamond.
Yeah.
Or is it 500? I think it's 2,500 that you have. Yeah, it's 2,500.
I mean, either way, it's enough. It's the important part.
So, 2 long days later, making the journey a total of 4 days, the vessel arrives. You're taken down through the small rowboats to where there is a dock there, not big enough for the large barge that you're riding. The horses.
I can't heal you either. I can only heal ability damage.
It's all good.
Unless it's considered an affliction.
Yeah, no, it's good. We'll find someone in
It's
Ivan
poison.
Bay. Like,
It's poison.
Well, I can heal poison.
It is drain though. Once it's done the damage, it is a drain. So you'd have to specifically be able to like cure drain after it's already happened. Since the poison is not active in her anymore,
Okay.
Sunny's radiation poison does fade quickly. I want to tell you right now, radiation is horrible, and you guys don't want it on your whole party. Really bad. I don't know if Sunny could tell you about that, but she's experienced something recently, I think.
yeah, it's not pleasant. Don't
no.
recommend it.
It's not that pleasant. The good thing is you didn't need a lantern that night. You know, you just had Sunny like
I hate you so much.
stand out like Titanic.
The new figurehead for the boat.
Just like as you make your way off to the dock by Iden Bay, you see that on the edge of the dock there's a sign that's posted, and it says "No technology allowed." And next to it, on another post, is the head of a Gearsman robot. Beyond, you see a flourishing forest with trees which are such a bright green color, full of leaves even here in this late season. It seems like this entire area, even the ground with lush grass, is not affected like the rest of Numeria is. And as you make your way closer to Iden Bay, a walled city in the distance, it becomes more and more apparent that this place stands out from all the rest of Numeria. There's something special about this place. Maybe this is the reason why it's done so well over the years, why it has flourished, and why even communities like your small community, Sunny, have decided to join up in this large walled farming town. You're coming from the southeast into Iden Bay. There is a key which I made because the key was misprinted and it also left numbers out. That was officially released by Paizo. So I cut out a lot of the map and kind of redid it. So anyways, because it annoys the hell out of me why cartography is so hard for people, but and just labeling things. But you're going to be coming through the southeast of the town whenever we start next session, because someone put a combat in the river. and it happened. Because of that, Sunny is still a little bit hurt, a little bit wounded now, even this next day going in. But it could have been much, much worse. You just lose a few clumps of hair, not too bad. So yeah, no big deal. So yeah, we will be diving into Iden Bay next week, and we will also be diving into a story of Talon and Hawk, which Delstria, you're going to find out. Sunny has more than just one experience with brothers. She's had multiple experiences with brothers, and
sounds so terrible, Doug.
Sounds awful. Maybe Sammy wasn't wrong.
Wow!
My God, that's horrible.
Really? Have I not gotten the shit beat out of me enough tonight, Libby?
You have been, Libby, you have been relentless tonight. all that she did was steal one little kill from you.
Whatever.
There's no forgiveness. Libby is brutal.
Oh. Talon and Hawk. What are these like wannabe superheroes?
Oh my God.
Okay, look, you know what? Fight me. I was naming them barbarian-y, okay?
Okay, now.
Well, because it's like Hawk and Dove. Right? From Marvel,
What?
Hawk and Dove? Or DC?
I don't know. I really don't know. It sounds more like a DC kind of thing.
It is DC. It's Hawk and Dove, yeah.
Okay, well, we will dive into all the city politics here of Iden Bay. We're going to get to know all the people that live in Iden Bay and how welcoming they are. And I am so glad that you did not bring your golem or anything else that was overtly just really technically advanced in any way that might look like a machine. Because although they like magic here, they like the nature magic. And they follow Aristil. So if you'd like to look up Aristil or look into that deity and see what he's all about, that might be a good way to get an idea.
So does Sunny even know where her parents' house is here?
No, it's great.
No,
Sunny knows absolutely nothing about this city.
It's only a town of, I think it's 2,200 people. So it's not super, super huge. The walls are just so big because of all the fields and other things that are within them. That they're protecting. So basically all the farmlands are being protected also, their crops. So, but yeah, it's not a huge village, but it definitely, I guess it'd go over village. It's definitely a town. Yeah, and there is a lot of cool things in here, including Talon and Hawk, and including Sunny's parents, or adopted parents, and including a person named Redtooth.
What?
Or Red Fang. Hold on.
I was like, it better not be Red Tooth.
No.
Because
I was like,
did
Did
fucking
Red Tooth leave
Scrapple.
Scrapple?
No, he's Red Fang is his name. It's like right in the same AP, they have a Red Tooth and a Red Fang.
You know what? Paizo is not known for their like diversity, so
Anyways, they had a tooth thing going on. Maybe like a dentist or something was involved in writing this. So that's what maybe there's going to be an enemy named Overbite or something like that.
But we had bird food.
When there's bird food, yeah. All right. Well, I hope that something was helped by the end of the night. I had so much fun giggling that I'm feeling.
Well, the good news for the night,
Yeah,
for
we're level
Sunny and for Alyssa is we killed Senville.
Mm-hmm.
How is that good news for me? You were the one who had this grudge thing against him because
You fell in
someone.
big shit. You fell in big shit and you wallowed around it.
Hey, you wanted to kill Senville too.
I did. But do you know what Sunny accomplished during this session? She rolled a nat 20 against your mother. That was like,
What's hilarious is my mom rolled a nat 20 also. So you're just like,
Yes. There was a stare down. But you won. You won that stare down, didn't you?
That's
You convinced her.
hilarious.
You're going to be on our Christmas card list now. There's more than that you accomplished. You didn't get bear killed. That's always an accomplishment each session. And you killed the horrible Pew Pew Pewer because that gunslinger was doing a lot of bad stuff or had the potential to. And what else did you do?
took a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah, you were able to take a lot of damage. Look at that. And if you didn't take that damage, someone else would have. So there you go.
Doug, thank you. I feel so much better about everything now. Just tip top here.
Sunny's doing fine.
Yeah, what in combat? No, honestly, when was the last time she was actually useful in combat? Level 3?
Oh, wait a minute. Reception is breaking up. I gotta go. It's really hard for me. I know the answer to that, but I just can't think.
I think that's Doug's static.
Yeah.
Well, she has Alpion. She raised a good bear. She's a good bear mom.
You're not wrong, but like also fuck, man.
Hey, you got some hits in on these zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were whacking the zombies left and right.
Mm-hmm.
You just maybe shouldn't have been so close, because then you got radiated.
I knew that was going to follow up with something fun.
I was gonna say, like, there was definitely gonna be a backhand there, but all right.
No,
Two
no.
companions that you have are just massive damage dealers. So you don't have to be a massive damage dealer. You just have to do whatever you want to do and be free with your life and growing however you'd like to grow.
Yeah.
I've never played a hunter before, so I don't know what they do really.
I really don't recommend it, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
she's fun story-wise, but she is...
I think they're supposed to use a lot of teamwork feats with their animals, is what I understood, but I don't know.
Yeah, except for the fact that that involves me, like...
That means you have to get around on the other side of the enemies where you get hit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I grabbed a couple of items that should hopefully help with that, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I'm not really holding my breath here. I think I'm just going to be the pretty face who talks to the barbarians a lot. That's where I seem to be excelling here.
But what if the barbarians have a problem
The
with your
barbarians
past?
have a lot of problems, okay? And you know what? Fuck
What?
the barbarians at that point. And
Uh-oh.
actually, that's not true. That's not true. I would be devastated. I would cry.
Well, thank you both for a great session. I really think that was a tough combat with fireballs and flying opponents and stuff, and you guys made it.
Yeah,
This
we need
might
to
be
figure out a better way to like handle the flying things.
that might be something to look at like in the future, because it might be just a hint that there's going to be more enemies that are going to be flying and doing things at range, and it's if you guys aren't able to deal with that, it could be pretty difficult later on. So
I have a bow. That's all I can do.
yeah, you have a bow and you've invested in the feats, for rapid shot and stuff like that. So
I
know-
offered you the grenade launcher.
I don't want the stupid fucking grenade launcher.
Well, I love you both, and you both need to have a great week coming up, or at least acceptable week. Something that you can work on, you can manage, and we will dive into Eidenvey, and we can also we can kind of change some of the combat stuff, because even in this AP, there's a lot of combats. So I want to make sure that you feel like you can do great and super things also in the combats. I don't want you to feel like you can't. So I think it's just finding that niche, that area where you can excel in and stuff. So I don't know.
I would feel better if I could roll more than like a 3 during combat. But that's not really something you can fix. Because at this point, my fucking...
If I had you rolling 2 dice each time, you might still just get a 2 and a 3.
Right. That's the problem, is that like I've now increased my damage. My crit range is 17 to 20. Like,
you do a lot of damage when you hit.
Yes. If I hit, I can do things. But it's the problem of the fact that like I have a plus 10 to hit. How am I not hitting things? Because I'm rolling 2s and 3s all the time, and that's just not something we can fix.
It's just bad luck.
Like, it's because all of my good rolls literally go into like the role play stuff. Like,
well, maybe you could I don't know. I'm trying to think of flanking, the best way to flank, and I don't know how you could start doing that without just getting massacred.
Not putting us on a boat where they're up against the edge.
Or not putting them as where they're flying.
No worries. Like I said, I picked up an item, so the flanking thing should not be nearly of an issue. Plus, I have a teamwork feat that theoretically will help me with that. We'll see.
Is there a way to make bear teleport in?
Not really. I can help.
You have those boot items for humans or for bipedal characters that they can like teleport 3 times a day. I think it's small little teleports.
Yes, but
blink back belt or something like that. There's something like that. I think that are boots that you can use. So
I also did give Bear the belt of tumbling, so he can just roll through space.
Okay, now I'm imagining the death and just
yes,
rolling like
he's a fat little bear, and I love him, and it'll be great.
Well, there you go.
That's hilarious.
And if nothing else, if you make him big enough, you could just start riding him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's next level though. That I'm gonna
level
go into monster rider or monster hunter or whatever the fuck it was.
Sunny come riding into battle on a bear.
I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be really cool. So, yeah. Well, we'll work with it. And if you have any ideas, let me know and run them by me, even if they aren't like in the book, and then we'll try to see what you can do. So,
no worries.
So, all right, cool. All right. Good night, all.
Peace
out,
out,
guys.
Take care. See you.